to this month's edition of the Mourneview Monthly. I'm Michael Scott, and as always, I'm joined by Dave Watt. Apologies in the length of time it's taken us to get this one out. I suppose we just wanted to wait till the transfer window was closed and see what else happened. And I suppose that's as good a place as anywhere to start our news section and talk about the ins and outs. We'll talk about the ins first, and we've signed a new goalkeeper, Massimo Chiavoni. We hope that's pronounced correctly. Apologies, Massimo, if it's not, but you'll teach us, no doubt. Anyway, Dave, that's come about probably, I suppose, by the fact that we have lost Decky Brown as well.
Yeah, I mean, Decky unfortunately didn't really hit the ground running when he came in, probably due to the fact that he hadn't played much because of COVID and so on and so forth. And when Jamesy came in, he really took his chance. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, it's probably shown how good a goalkeeper he actually is in the games he has played. So Decky wanted to go back and play some more football, so he's gone back to Queen's. Wish him all the best. He's been great when he was here, but unfortunately it just hasn't worked out for him.
Yeah. One of the other rivals we've had as well, young Connor Skinnell from Cliftonville, who I have to say I've been impressed with any time I've seen him on the pitch. Yeah,
he looked quite exciting. We know that obviously Cliftonville themselves play good football, and he certainly has been in the bits that he's shown here when he's come in is looking to play some of the passing maybe that we haven't had, a bit more intricate than maybe we've had in recent seasons as far as our passing is concerned. So hopefully he gets a chance to show that a bit more during his time here.
Yeah. I suppose there's been more outs than ins, would be the best way to describe this transfer window.
Unfortunately, sometimes January can be like that though.
Yeah, I suppose as well, there's not much point in signing players for the sake of signing players, But we lost Aaron Harmon. He has decided to join Crewe due to his work commitments.
I believe so, yeah. I mean, Harmo's been great. He came in, and he said himself, Gary took a chance on him when he did his knee at the Glens, and to be honest, I would struggle to find a better pro than Harmo.
Except for myself, obviously.
That's it, although you're signing hard, so we can't really call you a pro anymore.
I know. The one thing I'd say about Harmo, he was always a solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Always
a solid 7 out of 10.
In every position that he was asked to play.
Yeah.
Ironically, he wore the number 15 that was also Stuart Dallas. Mm-hmm. Some would say he's a similar but probably Irish League version of Stuart Dallas in the sense that he can play in many positions.
Yeah.
He gives everything.
We also... Mark Stafford was the other one who left in the transfer window.
Again, like Decky, it didn't really work out. Different reason. He had a bad injury, or an operation due to an injury that had been had for a while. I think he was a victim of circumstance. We signed 3 centre halves last summer, when we still had 3 or 4 other players who could play in that position. Callum Burney has certainly shown a lot of his potential as well. I think for various reasons, Gary wanted to strengthen that area, but Callum has definitely stepped up. Unfortunately, staff, he made no secret of the fact that he wanted to go back and finish his career at Ballinamallard. I think he probably would have hoped that he would have stayed here for a bit longer and got more of a chance. Unfortunately, it didn't work out as well.
Yeah. And a couple of players out on loan as well, Kyle Beggs and Ross Hunter.
Yeah. I think again for them it was just about getting game time. Ross certainly maybe hasn't had a chance.
The 2 players who went out on loan, of course, were meant to go out on loan last season, but due to COVID, never got a chance.
Yeah, certainly. I think Beggs probably had a bit more game time in matches. Ross might be coming on for sort of 5-10 minutes here and there, whereas Beggs was playing longer. So certainly he scored a hat-trick in the Middlesbrough Cup, wasn't it? Early on in the year, so he definitely showed potential there. But they've certainly gone out and loaned to 2 good clubs, but they'll certainly get a lot of game time and hopefully come back stronger for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's look at some of the other things that are going on around the club at the moment. And yes, sadly, Glenavon are out of the Irish Cup, but you can still be up for the cup with our new drinking cups. That's the cheesiest link I've ever done to anything.
Do we have to do a retake of that now?
No. We'll keep it going. Yes, new cups that have come in the stock in the club shop, and I have to say I actually want one. I suppose with the reusable cups that if you take them down to Cafe Blue, you get a special deal. I suppose in this day and age when we're all being encouraged to be a bit more green, why not be blue at the same time?
That's it.
That's again
Eco-friendly.
awfully cheesy, but anyway.
That's 2 for 2, Michael.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring you up some of these cups. Maybe you'll be able to see some. I don't know why I'm saying that. We can cut this bit out. Anyway,
Certainly can.
also in the news, the lottery has now the jackpot. Hopefully, by the time you watch this, by the way, nobody else will have won it, and this will still be accurate. But we're now at 6,000.
6,000, yeah.
It's coming this way. It's coming to my pocket.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because then you can.
Redundancy payment.
That's exactly what we'll call it, Michael.
Yeah.
Severance pay.
But don't get your tickets. You can sign up online. All the details on the club website. I'm signed up anyway.
Yeah.
Very easy to do as well.
And if you happen to find yourself in any of the supporters clubs of the Bedeck, I'm sure there's plenty of ways for you to get involved there as well.
Absolutely, of course. One of the most common questions we get asked as part of the media team is why aren't we streaming this year? I can tell you why we aren't streaming this year. It's hard work and it's not making enough money. That's basically the bottom line.
Yeah.
There's no point in us doing it. Sure, it's not. Whenever we've got fans back on the ground.
We were actually at Linfield recently as well, and they're continuing to stream, and just watching the guys set up was a bit hard work. Never mind actually doing it.
Yeah.
Last season it was a necessity. We enjoyed doing it.
Oh, it was great fun. I thoroughly enjoyed doing it.
But it certainly
the voice of Mourneview.
Aye, something like that, Michael. I thought that was Jimmy.
No, it's definitely me.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, it's certainly hard work. And this year, I mean, I think that the last home game we had last season was Dungannon at home, and we had something like 40 subscribers, and that sort of confirmed to us that it was better to focus our efforts elsewhere, and hence why we're doing the Mourneview Monthly.
Indeedy. And sticking with ourselves at Glenavon Media, we've been busy. Well, you turned up late, but we were busy the other night.
Work commitments.
Yeah. Busy. I said you were busy. Yeah. Doing little gifts and stuff like that there for social media that hopefully the general Glenavon viewing public will be able to enjoy in the very near future.
Certainly will. From what I did get to see of it, it was a lot of fun, and let's just say Sean Ward at 38 is quite fragile.
Oh God! Yeah.
Love you, Wardy.
The other thing as well, we want to mention as well, the Portadown game, which is on Saturday.
It is.
There's a bit of entertainment going on after that, I believe, in the Bedeck.
I believe so.
Will you be staying behind for that, Dave?
Probably. Whether we win or not, yeah.
I'm going to put this out. This is me asking permission to stay out. Right. And then, finally, yes, next month's Mourneview Monthly. We are hoping to do a special interview with the chairman of the club, Adrian Tier, about all things Glenavon, all the issues around the club. But we want your input into that. We don't want it just to be framed in any sort of way that this is a Glenavon backslapping operation. We want your questions. We want to know what you want to ask the chairman. So get involved. Send us your questions. Dave, how can you send us a question?
You can email us at media@glenavonsc.com. You can probably PM or DM Twitter, PM on Facebook. Don't stop one of us because we'll forget the question.
Don't even WhatsApp me because I will forget.
Definitely up to that.
Yeah.
But the good thing about it is, I mean, certainly Adrian anyway the chairman has definitely not shied away from answering some difficult questions over recent seasons. Whether it's at the AGM, whether it's when stuff that we have done with him. So, by all means ask the questions and we'll put them to him. We're
not promising we'll ask every question, but that's not because we don't want to. We will ask as many as we can, for as long as the chairman will give us the time.
That's exactly it.
So, ask anything and we will ask as many as we can.
So let's get on with the show. As always, we like to look back at some recent goals, and where better to start than a heroic win on Boxing Day.
it's been a while, but the Glenavon media team have been busy beavering away trying to get as many interviews as possible. And myself and Dave, we've been talking to a few players and been chatting to Peter Campbell, Robbie Gart, Mark Hawkey and Jack O'Mahony. Here you are. Lads, congratulations on a great win. Ribsy, if I'll start with you, congratulations as well, hitting 100 games for Glenavon. Must be good to get it off with a win as well.
Right, I didn't know that. But no, it's good to hit the 100 mark, and hopefully there's plenty more to come.
I was going to ask you about the change in formation we've had recently, because also we've gone to 4-3-3. How's that suited you both?
It just gives us a wee bit more protection at the back, I think, especially against the bigger teams, because most teams are going through in the middle, and it suited us, I think, against the bigger teams especially.
What about you, Peter? Because also you're doing all the running up front. Like, I mean, how's it feeling for you?
Yeah, personally I feel as if we get a lot more time the ball out wide, because we need to tuck in more when there's a two in the middle, but now we'll have three, we can go up and me and Jacko can stay wide, getting the ball more and then create more dangerous opportunities up front.
Well, tell us about your goal today, because I mean, first of all, how did it feel to score the goal and how did it feel afterwards? What was the point?
It's always good to score a goal, but I was sore, so it was. I just seen Tuffers coming at me and then headed it in, just collided with the post and that was it. But glad I'll score and I'll take it all day.
It's a tough one a wee bit.
Aye.
Obviously, I mean, since Boxing Day, I suppose, we've been on a bit of a run. The only defeat I think we've had, if I'm right in saying, is the Cruise in the Cup. I mean, has Boxing Day proved to be a bit of a turning point for us, do you think?
It was a big game for us, and especially the win it with 9 men after us 2 sent off.
Thanks for your help on that one, lads. Well done.
Just glad the boys dug us out that day. No, it was a big win for us, and it sort of kick-started us a wee bit. But I think even before that, we had good results against Crusaders at our place and Coleraine. So I think they were the sort of the wee turning points for us.
I suppose a lot of people are thinking, well, season's over, we're sitting in 8th. Europe might still be a possibility through the playoffs or whatever, but a lot of people are thinking season's over. Is that something you guys would agree with, or is there still plenty to play for?
Well, definitely not. I think there's lots to play for. You can see the gap now. I'm not really sure what the gap actually is now, but
I think we're 2 points now behind Ballymena.
that's all it is. So we're just going to keep trying to win every single game for the rest of the season. That's all we can do.
It's tough for us as well, especially you see the money teams are throwing about. We have to just try and win every game. Well, the games we can, and just try and stay in there. But there's no doubt we can go and grab a European spot if we can perform to our ability.
A lot of people always say, the whole money thing, it's a bit of an excuse, all that there. I mean, is it something that you guys think about, well, Lauren have a bit of money, Crusaders, or not Crusaders, Glentoran, whoever, have a few pounds. Does that play in the back of your mind if you go in to play them?
No, it doesn't play in your mind. Reality is they can afford bigger squads. We pick a few injuries or suspensions up, then our squad just isn't as sharp as it should be. Where they could put 2 teams out, a lot of them teams. So I think in terms of that, and obviously they get the rest for the midweek games as well. But what can you do? You just have to get on with it.
Yeah. Well, here, lads, listen, thanks for joining us, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Brilliant, thank you.
You're back, finally back from that weird abstract injury you got. So I'm sure it's good to be back.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I only felt like I was sort of getting going in the season, and then I got a knee injury which had me out for a couple of months, which was frustrating. And then obviously being back the last couple of weeks, it's just trying to gain a bit of match fitness. But that's I guess my third 90 minutes now, so getting there slowly but surely. But it's good now, especially at this time of the season where the games are coming thick and fast, and this is sort of the important time of the season to try and sort of kick on.
Brilliant. And you've been playing a bit more right back as well. I'm sure you're hoping to play a bit more in the centre.
Okay, I don't mind. I'm just happy to sort of be playing. I played right back for a long time at Linfield, and I played centre back nearly my whole life. So I think just as a defender, you just sort of are happy to be involved and be playing in the game, and just more importantly to try and keep the goals out of our own net as much as possible.
That's it. Tonight, obviously, we were playing against Glenavon there. It was a good win, 3-1, come from behind. Obviously, an uncharacteristic mistake from Danny, but it's a lot of fighting spirit to come back and win the game quite comfortably in the end.
Yeah, I think we all know that we were all frustrated after the first half with the amount of chances that we created, and then to get a sucker punch in the other end after it was all momentum on us. But we had a good chat among ourselves at half time, and we knew that we had to come out of the traps going early in the second half, and I think the boys showed great spirit to come back and score 3 goals in the second half, and to get the 3 points was the most important thing.
And a bit of rolling back the years there, getting the end of Jack's free kick there.
Yeah, it's been something that's sort of been playing on my mind. The last couple of seasons I've been playing, I've always sort of got maybe 5 or more goals in the season, and it was something that was playing on my mind. And we've talked about it before. And we've worked on set pieces to try and sort of utilise them a bit more. The delivery has been very good in the box this season, and thankfully I was able to get on the one and to get off the mark really this season, and hopefully we can continue and get a few more from set pieces.
I mean, it was a characteristic certainly of Glenavon's play was that for a couple of seasons there where we were scoring loads of goals from set pieces, but maybe in recent seasons it hasn't been a strength to utilise. But as you say, it's good to get back into that again. Yeah,
and it's important to score all kinds of goals, whether it's, even I think we've created some really good chances playing out from the back, and some of the best football we've played all season, but the most important thing is to put the ball in the net, and it doesn't matter what way you do that, whether it be a set piece or a mistake on their end or great play from us. So we're just happy to finally get the win and get the 3 points.
And for the rest of the season, obviously the rest of results tonight went for us, pushing top 6. I suppose that's really the priority now.
Yeah, of course. We're disappointed about the Irish Cup, and our main focus now is to try and climb the table and get into the top 6. And look, it's that old cliche that we can only look after ourselves and get our own results, and hopefully then the rest will take care of itself, but we'll just take it sort of game by game.
So Jack, it's good to finally have you back on the pitch. I'm sure it feels good for you too.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Like, been a few weeks of bad luck, so it has. Well, actually a few seasons of bad luck, but hopefully I'm all over that now. I'm glad to be back playing.
You did a couple of good games there against Carrick, and then obviously came on against Linfield. Just getting back into it, I'm sure the legs are feeling a wee bit.
They are feeling it a wee bit, but last week I got a full 90 in the reserve game under my belt, so that stood me in good stead. And obviously the Linfield game I didn't expect to be coming on at half time, but I'm glad I did, because it was a good big pitch, got the runs in, and we actually played well, just unfortunately couldn't get the goals.
And we're also speaking tonight after a good win against Dungannon. I think you won the free kick that Peter took, and then you got an assist for Hawks as well. Getting back into it.
I know, it went well for me tonight. I'm glad about that, I'm buzzing, but the main thing was getting the 3 points. Like, everyone knew it. Like, we have that game in hand now. Ballymena lost, Coleraine lost, so we can push up in the table now and hopefully get more results.
Obviously, the plan for the rest of the season, I'm sure, is to keep pushing as much as possible to get that top 6 again.
Yes, definitely. We want to get that space now that we're out of the Irish Cup. We want to get that space so we can challenge for Europe, because that's what the club wants. That's where the club wants to be, and hopefully we can do that.
Well, that's almost it from us, and I suppose we should end, as we always do, by taking a look at the upcoming fixtures. And we start off this Saturday with a nice big one against the Ports.
That's it.
That's here, by the way, at Mourneview Park.
It is indeed. They have had quite a few changes since we last played them. Tippy's been sacked, and Lee Bonus has since joined Larne and seems to have almost trebled his season's tally on the first couple of weeks he's been there. So it's showing the potential, maybe how lucky we were on Boxing Day to avoid the best of Lee.
Mm-hmm. Then the following week is a big game in the battle for the top 6 against Ballymena up at the Showgrounds.
Yeah, game usually has goals, so hopefully it's no different there. And I think most seasons ourselves in Ballymena track fairly closely. I'm talking to a few mates that I know that are Ballymena fans, and they've been saying the same thing, that either both clubs do really, really well, or maybe both clubs struggle. Maybe in recent seasons it's probably been the latter, unfortunately. And it's always a close game. There's usually not too many goals in it, and it's usually a thriller, 5 or 7 goals, So I hope this is no different, and we're not putting the scuttle on it.
Yeah, it should be a good one. And then last game that we'll look at for this month is one against, I suppose we now call them title favourites, Glentoran.
Yes.
Title favourites for now, by the time whenever we're recording this. I mean, of course,
yeah, all
things could change very quickly.
It could, and having seen the way Larne played against Linfield there in the Cup and the way they're going, I think, Larne were my pick beginning of the season for the league.
Shows how much you know.
Yeah, well, that's it. Whoopsies. But yes, Glentoran certainly, I've heard several times even from players in the league say that they can't remember a stronger squad or a deeper squad than Glentoran currently have. Even the likes of Linfield in the mid-2000s, when they were doing probably what Glentoran are doing, signing half the league themselves. But I don't think, I think we'll struggle. But unfortunately, that's the way the league's going.
Yeah.
But as always, we will give it certainly give it a go. You know.
Well, that's it from us this time round. Don't forget, as always, to keep following us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well.
Yes, Ben will kill us.
Yes, and also finally, don't forget to send your questions for the chairman, Adrian Tier, media@glenavonfc.com, and of course, PM us on social media. But that's it from us. Thanks for joining us again this month, and we'll see you again at the end of next month. All the best.